the Indonesian say Ibu Ibu WK, but the Malaysia say Puan WK, right? Puan WK. It is, I think, the second time or the three time. I forgot. Twice or
Second time
second
here in
time.
India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Therefore, I want to inform or remind this even not confront. This is international share series like we share in our campus. Therefore, we will to create this even with the enjoy and fun, not the by strict protocol, right? We are kongsi ilmu orang Malaysia kata,
Yeah.
knowledge silaturahim. Therefore, the itinerary only five. The first welcoming speech from me as the founder and CEO ASEAN Lecturer Community, and the second we can to look the ASEAN Lecturer Community official video. Therefore, Prof Mus, now what apa satu benda ni LC you can to look in the official video only 3 minutes. And the third, I think if we look your name, Prof Mustafa and Ibu Weka, I think is in if alphabetic method, Mustafa is early before Weka. And then senior, I think better first ya Bu ya. Okay. Therefore, the first speaker, Prof Mustafa will be to share, and then after Prof Moshe, we can look the song by video. If Dr. Weka there is the interest song, you can to share to my WhatsApp or in the Gumilang WhatsApp, or we look together. And after this refreshing with the song by video, Dr. Weka will be to share the second speaker. After all the speaker sharing, we come to question answer. Therefore, the participant can to share the question in the chat box, or you can to share to my email address direct. I will to share my email address as soon possible after welcoming speech. And after question answer, we can to closing remark. Therefore, let we start first with the pray first. Thank you. Pray first. Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Right now, the, the first speaker, Professor Dr. Mustafa Ali Muhammad, will be to share the first speaker. Time is now around 30 to 35 minutes, I think. Please, time is. Sila
Okay.
boleh. You can
Okay.
use English, Malay, and kalau boleh Indonesia pun boleh campur juga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I try, inshallah.
Yeah, right.
I try to share. I cannot share my screen now.
I will to help you if you can to share your PowerPoint to my WhatsApp.
No, I have already on my computer.
Oh, right. You are your co-host right now. Therefore, you can.
Okay. I'm not the
Oh,
co-host.
no. Sorry. Ini Indah Gumilang do not use you are the co-host right now. Okay, now you
Okay.
are the co-host right now. You
Okay.
can.
Okay. Thank you. Now I
Yeah.
can.
Very clear screen. Very clear.
Okay. Let me check. Can you?
Very clear.
Can you see full screen?
Yeah, very clear. Very clear.
Very clear. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. My topic for the talk today will be on plant material, Mitragina speciosa, or in Malaysia they call ketum. I don't know whether Indonesia has this ketum.
I think Acehnese boleh tahu tapi tak tahu Javanese.
Oh, okay. Di Malaysia kita panggil dia ketum.
Oh, right.
Okay, I will talk about its pharmacology, its traditional use, and also its abuse potential. Okay, this plant is very special because it has a lot of pharmacological properties, and they are used very widely in the traditional medicine. but they are banned in Malaysia. So because of addiction. So this is something very interesting, a plant which has a lot of potential, but it was banned because of addiction properties. I will explain to you why, what is actually going on. Okay, this genus, Mitragina speciosa, are found quite scattered around several parts of Asia and also in Africa. They have many species, 3 in West Africa and 1 in East Africa. Okay, and these Asian Mitragina are found in Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Burma, and Philippines. Surprisingly, there is no report about Indonesia. I have not found anywhere reporting that this plant is found also in Indonesia. So, but unofficially, I heard that they have it in Indonesia as well. So, really difficult to know whether it is available in Indonesia. The species of Mitragina speciosa, this Mitragina speciosa is the one that I'm going to focus. Only one species. Is endemic in Malaysia. Okay, is endemic in Malaysia and also in Thailand. This plant is already legal in Thailand, but it is illegal in Malaysia. We cannot use it in Malaysia. It's illegal. But in Thailand, it is already legal. Okay. This is the plant. This is the leaf, which is sometimes the veins are colored. Veins ini berwarna merah dan putih. Dan daunnya besar dan ini bunganya.
I can see it, Prof. Mus.
Yeah, screen to
Perhaps can
next screen.
next slide.
Next
Perhaps.
slide.
Okay,
Next
here.
slide. Do not yet. You can to move the
Move
next.
to the next slide, Prof. Mus.
Oh, the screen is not moving, is it?
Yes.
This is the first.
Okay, wait. I think
you came to go the your
okay.
row to the left.
Wait.
Right.
I try wait. Okay. Does it move now?
Do not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
But you
Now?
but you can to go to your arrow to the picture, I think.
Is it moving now?
Do not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, why?
Right.
No, we can see it. All right.
Right, okay.
Now.
Speciosa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it changing now?
Yes, right.
Yes, I can see Mitragina speciosa.
Okay. So it is moving now. Okay. So this plant is this is the class, the botanical classification. Okay. This plant actually is quite a big plant. It's a 50 feet tall. It is found in Thailand and Malaysia. And the leaves of the tree are traditionally, the people kunyah, makan. Makan, and then they have got a good effect. They are stimulant effect. And it is also in some places used as opium substitute. They are substitute sebagai opium and has been found to suppress symptoms of opiate withdrawal. Secara tradisional, it is often used to treat diarrhea. And a small minority used to prolong sexual intercourse. Okay, they are found in many places. And in Malaysia, they are found in the northern states. And the tree can reach about 5 meters high. And there's a lot of green leaves and very big leaves. So people use the leaf for the medicinal purposes. Okay. And these leaves, this plant has got 2 types of leaf vein color. if you look at here, they are red. This is reddish. The veins are red. And another type, the veins are white. So there are two colors. Okay. Traditionally, this plant is used as tonic. Tonic ini kalau di Indonesia macam jamu. Di Indonesia, it's a tonic. They can cure fever. It is antitussive, can cure diarrhea and substitute for morphine. And the effect lasts for quite long, a few hours. And you only need very small quantity to have the effect. The acute side effect includes a dry mouth, increased urination, loss of appetite and constipation coupled with blackish stools. Heavy use can result in prolonged sleep. So this plant, it has a lot of effect that is similar to opium. It is very good, and people use it for a long time in the villages. Di kampung-kampung mereka guna untuk health tonic. Kalau di Indonesia, this is a jamu. But in Malaysia, dia minum air ini untuk tenaga. When the farmer drink the water extract, they can work for long hours in the field untuk pertanian, usaha pertanian. They can work for a long time because they have got the energy. And then people who use this plant for a long time, they become very thin and the skin becomes dark, especially on the face and the cheeks. And also it can result in some anesthesia or pain reduction. They have lost less pain. So it is a very good substitute for energy booster. You can get a lot of energy, you can have less pain, and they are also used to remove worm. If children has got worm, they don't have to eat the plant. They don't have to take in. They just need to crush and make into poultice and put on the stomach. Then the next day, the worm will come out. So this is something very unique, and it is a good deworming effect from this plant. And this is how the plant looks like. It's quite a big tree. And this is the leaf. Okay. The veins varies in color. Some are white, some are green. This is red vein. So the one with the red vein, a slightly different property. Okay. This plant prefers the type of humid soil, and it is requiring good fertile soil. If the soil is not fertile, it does not grow very well. Okay, this is the flower of the plant. The flower is not used, but the flower has this shape, which is like the shape of mitre. This is the queen mitre, and that's why they call it mitragina. The name comes from this shape. Okay. The most important component from this plant is mitraginin. This is mitraginin. This is the chemical that is the most abundant in the plant. And this chemical has a very strong analgesic property. It reduces pain. So mitraginin reduces pain. And a lot of studies has been done on mitraginin since long time. And they also study the effect of mitraginin on addiction. It has very mild addiction, not strong. And addiction only take place if it is taken in high dose. So in a normal dosage, mitragina does not have any addictive effect. Okay, no addictive effect. But a lot of a tonic effect. Why my slide does not? Okay. And this plant has been used by the local, the people from small kampong, small villages. They use this to provide energy, and they also sell this. And how they use it is they boil and they take the water. These are the drink, the water that they sell. And the government does not allow this because it is not very hygienic. Sometimes the preparation is not so clean, and it can cause a lot of other effect, especially the preparation part. Okay, so this is also not allowed in Malaysia. And since then, the use has increased in other countries. It has been used in Europe, in Germany, and also in US. And people find that it is very useful as a drug. Okay, they are very very useful, and people start to produce this in capsule form in Germany, and they sell in capsule form. This is how they sell in Malaysia. Okay, this is how they sell in Malaysia, but exported to Germany and other countries in US. As people use this ketum in the country, there is a lot of report saying that if you mix this plant with drugs like morphine or heroin, the effect will be better. So what has happened is that the drug addicts started to mix this plant with the drug, the normal drug that they are taking. Actually, it does not make them. It is scientifically it is not effective, but the drug addict thinks that it is effective. So as the drug users use this plant, the police became worried that this is causing addiction, and because of that, they banned this plant. Okay, so in Malaysia, this plant cannot be used anymore because they are worried that this is used by drug addicts and they make them worse. But scientifically, it does not. It is not making them worse. In fact, it is making them better. But the government do not change their policy. So as it is now, we cannot use this plant. But we are allowed to do research on this plant. Okay, so we are continuously doing research on this plant, and we found a lot of uses from this plant. And even though we know that there are a lot of uses and all that, but possession of this plant is very dangerous because it is banned. It is not allowed to be planted or to be used in Malaysia. Okay. And we look at the pharmacology and the contents of this plant, and we found that there are many chemicals that are abundant in the plant, and which varies a lot with the different type of leaf color, leaf veins, the vein color. And we found that there are a few species which varies in the color of the vein, and they are having different properties. Okay, and we studied this, and there are about 25 different alkaloids in the plant, and all this has got medicinal values. Okay, we have looked at the content of the Mitragina species, and we found mitragynine is found in abundance. Mitragynine is the one that can cause addiction. Okay, and in high doses, in low doses, it does not cause any harm, but it can reduce the pain, which we call it analgesic. They are analgesic in nature, but it does not cause addiction in normal dose. The users feel good when they use this, and effects last for several hours. Heavy use can lead to prolonged sleep. Okay, and this is the anti-nociceptive effect of mitragynine. We did some work to look at the properties, and we found that this plant can reduce pain quite strongly. Of course, it is not similar to morphine, but they are quite strong. They are quite strong in terms of inhibition. A different fraction of the plant material give different effect. And this is our study to show that it also reduce inflammation. That means if we have arthritis or we have inflammation, this plant can help to reduce the inflammation. So with this effect, we know that this plant is very useful. It can reduce pain, it can reduce inflammation, and we further study into the inflammatory effect, and we found that they are quite similar to aspirin. So the use of this plant is very has very high potential. It can be developed, and it has a lot of good use. But because it is banned, not much work can be done, especially to do on human trial and all that. It's very difficult. And we also study on the receptor binding. We know that some of these alkaloids bind on certain receptors that control pain and control addiction, control mood. So we know that there are several receptors that these chemicals bind to and cause the effect. So study on the receptor binding tells us that it can replace some of the common drug which is used for addiction, like methadone. In fact, this plant can replace methadone to treat addiction because it binds to the same receptor. It is very useful for drug addiction treatment. And we have a lot of clinical trial, which is not full trial because we cannot use this plant legally. So we do a simple work to test that they are good for drug addiction treatment. And these are some of the studies that we do on the binding side. And they bind to the 5-HT receptor, and this is the receptor which the methadone bind to. And we also look at the relationship on the cytochrome enzyme, how it acts on the cytochrome enzyme. And we found that we study on the sleeping time of animal. Okay, the sleeping time of animal which is induced by phenobarbital and pentobarbital. And we found that this mitragynine will reduce the sleeping time. When we say reduce the sleeping time, means it has more enzyme that breaks the phenobarbital. That means this plant can induce production of enzyme that can break phenobarbital. So this is also an enzyme inducer as well. Okay. And when we look at the toxicity of this plant, we find that they are not toxic. The toxicity value is very low. Acute toxicity, subacute toxicity, they are very low. They are not toxic. Okay. And all these studies show that they are not toxic. And we also did some biochemical analysis to show that they are not toxic. And other research findings found that naloxone can work quite similar to the mitragynine. So we find that this mitragynine is very, very high, has very, very high potential to be used for drug treatment, drug addiction treatment. Okay, so it actually does not cause addiction in normal dose. Okay, and mitragynine can be used to wean off narcotic effect. That means if somebody has got a complication or is a drug addict person, if you give mitragynine to them, you can cure the addictive properties of the patient. The patient will become less addictive. So this is something which is very useful. Right now, the cost for treating drug addiction is very high. And we use methadone. And methadone is very, very expensive. And it costs a lot of money to the government and to the people to treat addiction. But when we give mitragynine or mitragynine extract, the addicts can come back to work. That means the addiction is much less. And this is equivalent or better than using methadone. So this is the effect that we have seen. And we also did a lot of other studies. We find that this plant has a lot of useful chemicals. In one plant, they have a lot of useful chemicals. We noticed that there are many other plants, for example, other plants that produce a lot of chemicals like atropine, morphine, codeine. These are all chemicals from plants. And one important thing that we relate to is poppy plant. Okay, poppy plant actually is Papaver somniferum. If we can recall, poppy plant has a lot of chemicals inside there which is used as medicine. From one plant, we have 4 or 5 chemicals that are very widely used in the world. For example, morphine comes from poppy plant. Papaverine comes from poppy plant. Codeine also comes from poppy plant. Hyoscyamin, scopolamine, they are all important medicine. And it came from one plant. It came from poppy plant. So we know that poppy plant has got many chemicals that are useful. And this is quite similar to mitragynine, because mitragynine has a few chemicals that are useful in medicine. And they are also addictive. Mitragynine itself is addictive, but it is only addictive in very high dose. In the normal dose, it is not addictive. So this is what I'm trying to stress out. If morphine and codeine come from poppy plant, there are many other chemicals also come from poppy plant. We are not surprised that the mitragynine will be similar to morphine, to poppy.
Prof, your screen you will to move because this is the second screen. Not yet.
Oh, it doesn't move again.
Not yet. No.
Oh, this is already
oh yeah. No. Okay.
correct.
Okay. Okay. Correct. What
Okay.
the screen right now because you are I have 7 minutes more.
Okay. And what we have now is the untapped potential, because this plant has got a lot of potential to produce good medicine, because there are many chemicals inside there which can be used to produce medicine. But the plant is banned because of addiction properties, which is not true. So it is something unfortunate. Okay, and studies also show that mitragynine has got a lot of alkaloids, which has a lot of uses. It has a lot of other uses. Okay, they have many other. They can also be used for diabetic. Okay, it is also an anti-diabetic, anti-arthritis. Okay, and people have been using ketone or have been using mitragynine for many years, for a long time, and they have got all the good effects. Very small bad effects that they have found from this plant. Okay, so these are all findings that show that this plant has got very useful potential. They can be very high potential and can be used for many purposes. and research has to be done to make sure that they are potential uses and being used correctly to give a lot of benefit to human. Okay, and patient who are diabetic has been using this plant in traditional way, and they found that their blood sugar has already gone down quite significantly. So we know that this plant has anti-diabetic properties, but this has not been researched very widely. And we know there may be somewhere in US or Europe where the big pharma is working on it, we guess. And the big pharma does not want other people to use it. And they say that Mitragina is not good, it's toxic. Whereas it is not really toxic. FDA says that this plant is toxic. And they say people died because of taking Mitragina. Actually, when we search the papers, the people who died were taking multiple plants. And all the plants that they are taking are toxic, not Mitragina. So this is how the big pharma cheat us or camouflage. While they are working on the medicinal values, they say, don't work on this plant. Don't take this plant. It is toxic. So this is what we found. And but we will still continue to work on this. Don't listen to them. They are not honest. We have seen a lot of cases where they say it's not good, but suddenly they come out with useful drugs and they patent it and we lose everything. Okay, this is what FDA warned us. They say FDA warns against use of kratom or ketone because they say people have died taking this. And all the cases of the death occurs because the people take multiple drugs, not ketone alone. So we cannot say they die because of ketone. There's no proof there. See? So, and we have been taking it here in Malaysia and in Thailand, maybe in Indonesia, for many, many years. Not even a single person died. So this is not true, actually. Okay. And we did a lot of studies to show that it has real anti-inflammatory properties. Lab studies shows that it is anti-inflammatory and it is very strong. It is comparable to aspirin. Okay, so this is very good. And what should we do now? We are trying to study more on the plant and get it work into a good traditional medicine. And maybe Asian countries can share the benefit because we are using all this plant material for complementary medicine. And they are very good because they can help to reduce drug addiction. I don't know whether Indonesia has big numbers of drug addicts or not. Do you have in Indonesia?
Yeah.
Drug addicts? So maybe Indonesia.
I don't know yet, but we have ganja or marijuana.
Okay.
In Aceh, many in Aceh. In Aceh, we use the marijuana for ingredients, bumbu.
Yeah. I see. Okay, so this is about the same. Okay, and abuse, they can reduce the abuse problem, reduce the social problem, and if we can come up with a Mitragina extract, then we can prescribe this to replace the methadone or the drug addict medicine that are very expensive. We don't have to buy from European countries or from big pharma. See, so it is cheap, and we don't need needles. And also we can reduce the downtime of manpower in the country because it helps to rejuvenate the drug addicts. We have many drug addicts, and they can be become productive again. So this is the content of my talk about the plant material that is very widely used traditionally, and it has a lot of pharmacological properties. and it has also abuse potential, but the abuse potential is not strong enough. It is only causing addiction if we take it in a very high concentration.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Thank you very much for the
Wow.
attention.
Very good time management, bro. Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you can
And
do short.
interesting subject as well.
Yeah, Bu. Very interesting. This is the new for me too. But Weka it usually. Okay, you can to shut down your screen first, bro, because before you want to talk.
Yeah, thank
Silakan.
you. Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Reza. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Alright.
And actually, I really enjoy the presentation of Prof. Mus because I think actually we already have the solution
Mm.
of drug addiction, Mitragina speciosa. And then may I ask Prof. Mus,
Yeah.
is there already is there any that is I think that is just preclinical studies, right? You have done
Yes,
preclinical.
we have done preclinical studies. Yes,
Yes.
quite
So
a lot. Yes.
yeah, yes. So you use animal rat,
We
perhaps rat
use
there, right?
we use
Right?
animal and even we use human,
Oh,
uh,
okay, okay.
but not
So
not
okay.
not not a clinical trial proper, but
Oh,
a semi-clinical trial. Yes,
okay. So
and
already use a human for clinic
yes,
studies. Okay, okay, good,
yes,
good, good. Okay,
yeah.
I think that's enough to recommend to the government to allow the Mitragina speciosa using the
Yes.
because when you in your presentation you said about it can treat diarrhea in children, and then uh, substitute for Viagra as well because prolonged
Yeah,
sexual intercourse,
yeah.
and then yes, I think and reduce inflammation. I think uh, and then you mentioned about big pharma. That's make me so, yes. Yes. Okay. Let me share my presentation.
Alright.
Okay. Okay. You all, can you see my presentation?
Yes,
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 very
yes.
clear. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I want to present my presentation. The title is Life Can Take You Higher Than Drugs. And my name is Seri Sajana Prachna Wakadi Gunawan, and I came from Faculty of Health Sciences, Universitas Esa Unggul. And actually, this presentation inspired by my book that was published by Gramedia in 2019, and the title is "Drugs Aren't Cool; They Make You Act Like a Fool." And actually, this is the latest version because I made a book in 2006. The title "Keren Tanpa Narkoba." It was published by Gramedia as well. Gramedia is a well-known publisher in Indonesia. And then Indonesia remains the largest drug destination in Asia, despite its lush and beautiful scenery, with the reputation as a drug trafficking hub. Indonesia also experiences drug abuse as well as drugs imports. See, this is the photo of Tanah Lot in Bali. Perhaps Prof. Mus already visited here.
Bali,
Uh,
I think yes. I think yes. I visited.
yeah, this is Tanah Lot. We call it Tanah Lot, and
I see.
yeah, very beautiful
Yes.
scenery in Bali. And then what is drug? Yeah, because I think the audience are students, so I think I need to define what is drug. A medicine, a drug is a medicine or other substance which has a physiological effect when ingested or otherwise introduced into the body. And drug is any substance other than food that used to prevent, diagnose, treat, and relieve symptom of a disease or abnormal condition. And then when we talk about drugs, we talk about drug abuse as well. What is drug abuse? Drug abuse is the use of illegal drugs or the use of prescription prescription or over-the-counter drugs for purposes other than those for which they are meant to be used or in excessive amount. Yeah. Drug abuse may lead to physical, emotional, social, and job-related problems. Among students, perhaps academic-related problems. And these are marijuana, we call it in Indonesia ganja. And then yeah, this is methadone, right? Methadone substance to cure drug addiction. And then this is alcohol, and then nicotine. All of these substances are considered related to drug addiction. And then when we talk drugs, drug abuse, and about the substance, we talk about drug addiction or substance use disorder, a situation that affect a person's brain. Prof. Reza mentioned about that. And behavior and leads to an inability to control the use of a legal or illegal drug or medication. When someone is addicted, he or she may continue using the drug despite the harm it causes. And then how about in Indonesia? The number of drug user in Indonesia has more than 273 millions inhabitants, and 6 million of whom suffer from a drug and alcohol addiction or substance use disorder in June 2020. According to the National Narcotic Agency or BNN, Badan Nasional Narkotika, Indonesia had more than 3.3 million drugs user in 2017. And then why should we care? Drug abuse among youth increases the risk of problem related to their well-being and health, resulting in an increased risk of injury and death from interpersonal violence, road accidents, risky sexual behavior, unintended pregnancy, diseases such as HIV/AIDS, and academic problems or jobs-related problems. And then with such quality human resources, it will be difficult for us to achieve a golden Indonesia in 2045. Jadi Indonesia emas 2045 tidak dapat kita capai if we have such quality human resources. And then what is effect of drugs on behavior? Paranoia, aggressiveness, suka mukul, suka marah, easy to hit someone, hallucination, addiction, impaired judgment, impulsiveness, and loss of self-control. And then, is there any health consequences of drug addiction? People with addiction often have one or more associated with health issue, which could include lung or heart disease, ya, stroke. Nanti tanggal 9 Oktober ada Hari Stroke sedunia, cancer, or mental health condition. And then from imaging scan, chest X-rays, and blood tests can show the damaging effects of long-term drug use throughout the body. This is the consequences of drug addiction. And then how to know if someone is addicted to drugs? How can we can we see the symptom? Yeah. So people get addicted to drugs, changes in physical appearance such as wearing inappropriate clothes or dirty clothing, and a lack of interest in grooming. Jadi kalau kotor ya, dirty gitu ya, dirty grooming ya, dirty look gitu ya. And then altered behavior such as an increased desire for privacy. And then they ask more of privacy, don't want to meet someone else or others. Other friends ya, mereka lebih suka menyendiri karena mereka tidak suka bertemu orang lain. And then drastic changes in relationship, they don't want they don't want maintain their friendship to others, and a noticeable lack of energy when performing daily activities. They usually look lazy, look sleepy with sleepy eyes, wajah mengantuk ya, wajah selalu mengantuk ya. And then like this perhaps ya, the person with drug addiction. Orang Indonesia bilang madesu, masa depan suram. And then is it easy to stop drug abuse? The answer is no. But when I saw the presentation of Professor Mus about Mitragina speciosa, I think it's easy to stop drug abuse. Only use Mitragina speciosa. But I want to explain about if we stop drug abuse, we perhaps many person with drug addiction will experience with withdrawal syndrome. What is withdrawal syndrome? Feel anxiety, insomnia, nausea, mual, ya, and abdominal pain, ya, sakit perut. And then itu that is stage first. Stage 2, they feel high blood pressure, increased body temperature or fever. And then stage 3, they will experience hallucination, fever, seizures, and agitation. And up to weeks if not treated. Jadi kalau tidak ditangani, maka akan berminggu-minggu efeknya withdrawal ini. Then how to prevent drug abuse and addiction? Know your triggers. Kenali kira-kira yang membuat kalian terkena ya. Avoiding places where you know drugs and alcohol will be available. Perhaps diskotik, cafe, nightclub gitu ya. And surrounding yourself with friends which have positive behavior. Cari teman-teman yang gembira, surrounding yourself with friends with happiness, and seek help for mental illness. Kalau if we feel down, we feel down or we feel depressed, seek help for mental illness, seek a professional psycholog perhaps, and examine the risk factor. What is the risk factor? The risk factor, we use drug abuse perhaps when a person feel down, feel stressed, feel depressed. That is the risk factors. Uh, Broken family, that is the risk factors. And keep a well balanced life. Keep a well balanced life means uh, you can still exercise daily, uh, drink and eat nutritional food, yeah, yeah. And then bring your friends to happy party, yeah, such like that. Well, keep balanced life. And then how to treat person on drugs? The earlier an addiction is treated, the better. Public health professional, I am public health professional, choose counseling and behavioral therapies as addiction treatment, which can individual therapy, group therapy. Group therapy means with peer group. With peer group means your friends, yeah, at the same age, at the same hobbies, yeah. Family therapy, we can bring parents to treat the person, their children on drugs. That is family therapy. And then how to prevent drugs in our community. We can study habit and academic support, communication. We should have communication skill and peer relationship. Yeah, we can see peer relationship among drug users, and self-efficacy and assertiveness, and drug resistance skill. Yeah, there are a lot of training about this, and reinforcement of anti-drugs attitudes. Uh, this is about policy as well from government, and strengthening of personal commitment against drug abuse. We can use tokoh masyarakat, tokoh agama, ya, for this strengthening of personal commitments. And then multi-sectoral must be involved, not only the individual that experience the drug addiction, but also the government, the community, academic, private sector, and media. So media have responsibility to educate community. And then remember, drugs are the enemies of ambition and hope. And when we fight against drug, actually we are fighting for the future. We have to work together hand in hand to make our youth excellent. I think enough. Thank you very much. Say no to drugs.
Wow. Wow. It's very good content in your book. I have to look in Gramedia. It's very interesting book. I have to
Thank
buy
you.
10 book to share the student.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Because Dr. Eka informed me first about her book, therefore I looking for in Gramedia and I buy 10 book and I share to the student for the I mean remind of the Dr. Weka for the save your life.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
right now I look in the my email is there is some question for Mr. Prof. Mus and Bu Weka. Therefore, I will to look right now about the question uh, from Lani for Prof. Mus. Very interesting knowledge for the regard ketum tree. I know I don't know yet about this tree. Okay. Prof, we know in Thailand right now free for consumption of and trade of like as ketum. Indonesia say ganja leaf. In Malaysia,
I
Indonesia
think
still
different.
illegal. Sorry.
Prof. Reza, I think different from
Yeah.
Mirta speciosa with ganja is different.
Oh, different. Is it okay?
Yes.
Because the student is do not know before, not yet. Okay, this is the question is in Malaysia and Indonesia still illegal herbal leaf. But what the policy of government Malaysia if health scientists Malaysia product that live as medicine product, it there is scientists will be get pain or case by police if a product in the Thailand region, not in Malaysia. This is the difficult question, right? The scientists of Malaysia, if they create this live in the Thailand, this is the police will be to siasat dia apa tidak. Itu macam itu kira-kira dia nak tanya. Okay, the second, okay. Prof said that ketum is local wisdom trees useful for booster too. What do you opinion about better policy of the government, at least in Malaysia, I think Indonesia, to use the potential trees to develop small medium enterprise herbal because the trees from the God give us something best nature trees. This is the second question, and then I will to read to Dr. Weka first before Prof Mus answer. From Dina, Bu Weka, right now many use symptom boring, use drug to get pseudo comfortable soul. We know that way only short term escape from the problem. What you advise for us as use to wisdom use another drink to get energy and look and good mood. Okay, and the second, we know why why youth use drug because easy to get in shopping and market and store. Government policy not based of strict control about drug. Please advise me to get another way for the energy and happy. Okay, the second question. And now the Prof Mus first, you can to answer around 5-6 minutes, please.
Okay, the first question is if you take kalau atas saya tak silap soalan tu, kalau kita ambil ketum di Thailand dan kita bawa ke Malaysia, kita
bukan macam tu yang dia maksud. Kalau
okay.
Saintis Malaysia pergi ke Thailand,
Okay.
dia buat jadi produk, apakah polis Malaysia kena siasat dia ke tak?
Oh tidak, kalau kita pergi ke Thailand dan buat ubat, kita tak ada masalah. Dia tidak akan tahan ataupun kenakan tindakan, tapi ubat itu tidak boleh masuk ke Malaysia. Masih kita tidak boleh guna ubat itu di Malaysia, tidak boleh bawa masuk dan tidak boleh guna. Tapi saya
sebagai saintis dia biarpun Malaysia person dia tak
boleh.
Masalah. Oh.
Tidak ada masalah sebab saya lakukan kerja itu di Thailand.
Wah.
Di Thailand. Jadi itu tidak mendatangkan kemudaratan kepada masyarakat Malaysia. Tidak ada. Ya, boleh. Tapi saya tidak boleh bawa balik produk itu ke Malaysia.
Oh, jadi nak bawa ke negara lain yang boleh lah, tapi tak boleh Malaysia.
Contohnya kalau saya pergi ke Indonesia, saya boleh buat ubat itu dan jual di Indonesia. Dan saya boleh ambil keuntungannya. Profit pun saya boleh ambil, tapi saya tidak boleh bawa balik ubat itu ke Malaysia. Yeah. So
Sebab
that is
kalau di
how.
Indonesia tak boleh juga. Mungkin
Ketum tak
ke
boleh ya?
negara lain tak boleh.
Oh, so
Tak tahu, ketum
I
boleh
don't
tak,
know
Bu?
yet because
Ya.
I don't know yet because
Hmm.
as long as I know, I didn't find ketum in Indonesia.
Ya, ya, ya.
And
Ketum.
Mitra
Yang
Jina
ada di
Esposa, I
sini ada
just heard.
ketum, tapi chairman itu, ketua umum.
Oh ya, ketum. Yes.
Ini
Umum.
chairman organisasi,
oh,
chairman, ketum, ketua umum.
oh.
Ketua umum.
Yes, yes.
Okay. The second, Prof.
Okay, the second soalannya apa tadi?
Dia kata ini pokok adalah satu apa Tuhan bagi
Ya,
sebagai
ya.
potensial.
Okay, dia macam ni. Pokok itu boleh digunakan. Sebenarnya di Malaysia banyak pokok-pokok dibenarkan untuk perubatan, tapi oleh kerana FDA mengatakan bahawa ketum ada bahan psychotropic agent di dalam itu, dan Malaysia menggunakan perundangan ataupun nasihat daripada FDA. Oleh itu Malaysia tidak benarkan sebarang bahan-bahan ubat-ubatan ataupun tumbuhan yang ada psychotropic compound digunakan oleh rakyatnya. Sebenarnya FDA mengeluarkan perundangan ini, saya rasa ada sebab di sebaliknya.
Yes.
Tidak mahu kita. Yes, mereka tidak mahu kita guna. Tetapi apa yang menarik? Sebenarnya kita boleh membincang lagi kerana bahan psikotropik dalam ketum hanya menyebabkan psikotropik jika dosnya amat tinggi. Jadi dalam penggunaan seharian tak mungkin kejadian psikosis akan berlaku kepada penggunanya. Tak mungkin. Sebab mereka perlu ambil terlalu banyak jumlahnya. Tapi FDA masih menggunakan prinsip itu untuk menahan manusia daripada menggunakan ketum. Dia mahu kita tunggu, jangan buat apa-apa pada ketum. Mungkin mereka sedang buat sesuatu. Itu saya tak tahu.
Yeah, ada udang di balik bakwan.
Ya, betul.
Bukan
Ya,
di balik
itulah.
batu, di balik bakwan kata Bu Eka. Okay, Bu Eka, you answer right now in 5 minutes, I think. Bu Eka, you can use the time for you answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Kalau tak silap tadi saya Leni bertanya tentang mereka sudah drink apa tadi sudo ya? What is sudo?
Dia kata sudo itu adalah sudo comfortable, jadi kenyamanan yang palsu pergi guna drug, padahal ni short term saja. Bagaimana supaya dia lebih wisdom di dalam mencari sesuatu energi for look good mood gitu.
I think that easy. If you, what is the name? Dina.
Ya. The nickname Dina.
Yeah, Dina. You can look for friends with positive vibes, yeah, with happy faces like that. So I think you must choose your friends carefully so you can surround happy you can surround yourself with positive vibes. I think that, and then if you feel down or stressed, try to do light exercise like jogging or run around the park. That's will boost your moods, yeah. And then and then you can try to drink hot chocolate as well.
Good.
So you feel happy. Chocolate chocolate, chocolate make happy. Perhaps, Prof. Mus, you think so?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can drink chocolate or you can take some herbs. There are quite a lot of herbs which can make you happy. One of
Yeah.
them I think is habatus sauda, Nigella
Mm,
sativa. It contains
Habatus
yeah,
sauda.
dopamine.
Okay.
Yes, it contains dopamine. So it makes you feel relaxed and happy. Or maybe you take ketum.
yeah.
You take ketum. It's not
Yeah,
addictive. It's not
One
addictive.
day,
yeah,
perhaps in the future.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think interesting what Bu Eka talked that your experience must be to try ya Bu ya in Jakarta for the uh,
Mhm.
to get I mean attraction or demonstration of
Yeah.
ketum. Ya Bu, Bu tadi ada satu yang terakhir dia bertanya itu uh, bagaimana government policy supaya drug ini pun tidak mudah dijumpai, protection lah.
Actually, Dina, we already have the strict policy
Hmm,
in Indonesia government. So perhaps you heard about the news untuk hukuman mati, ya, apa
hmm, hmm,
death
hmm.
punishment for drug trafficker.
Ya,
So
ya,
actually the law is very strict now in
ya,
Indonesia.
ya, ya, ya. Karena
But
baru-baru ini restorannya apa itu Nikita Mirzani sudah ditutup juga karena
Mhm.
oh really? Oh, I
iya,
just heard.
iya,
Oh
iya. Okay, okay, okay. Therefore, the government, local government must be to strength for the, I mean, regulation for the protection of youth, ya Bu ya.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, please, Prof, closing remark at 1 to 2 minutes. I hope you can to next collaboration with Dr. Eka for the next time because you are now about Eka and then Bu Eka and Prof Mus. Prof Mus, you are the closing remark. 1 2 minutes, please.
Okay, I think there are this drug addiction. Actually, it is a problem which is versatile. Dia tidak akan hilang dari
Hmm.
manusia. Sejak dulu
Hmm.
lagi people menggunakan alkohol, people
Hmm.
menggunakan sigaret.
Hmm.
Tapi what we should try to look for is this type of activity. We should look for not really addiction. I think
Hmm.
bahan-bahan yang boleh menenangkan tapi tidak memudaratkan.
Hmm.
We are close to get this type of material or compound.
Hmm.
Kita boleh sebab manusia kita macam mana kita tidak bagi dia buat, lagi dia nak buat. Apa
Iya,
yang
iya.
kita larang, apa yang
That's
kita larang lagi dia nak buat.
Iya,
Tapi
betul.
kalau kita bagi, mereka akan tidak begitu ketara, tidak begitu serius, tidak begitu macam eager. Jadi kalau macam dadah, kalau kita biarkan, jangan make it illegal. Sebenarnya dadah drugs ni, the one that push it are the pushers that wants money. Because they can make money, they push it to the people. Kalau harganya tidak mahal, there's no pusher. Bila tak ada
Ya,
pusher, orang tak akan mengambil dadah.
iya, iya,
Sebab
iya.
sekarang ni the biggest problem is the cash, duit.
Iya, iya, betul.
Yang jadi pusher sebab dia boleh kaya dengan menjual dadah, dia akan jual dan orang akan beli. Tapi
Iya.
kalau tidak illegal, people can buy at very very cheap price anywhere. Then tak ada pusher. Dan saya yakin satu hari tidak ada orang nak ambil dadah because tak ada gunanya. Macam orang ambil rokok, kalau dalam satu negara, kalau 20 orang ada addict, tak ada masalah. Biar saja. Kalau 100 orang addict, tak ada masalah. Yang sekarang di Indonesia ada 3 million, that is masalah.
Betul, betul.
Macam di Amsterdam, saya pernah pergi ke Amsterdam dan sebelah saya merata semuanya ambil dadah.
Yeah, marijuana, yes.
Yes, marijuana.
Yeah.
Dia tak ada masalah
Marijuana,
pun.
yes.
Yes. Mereka hidup dengan aman. Kerajaan dia pun tak ada masalah. So inilah saya rasa kalau kita boleh legalize kan, free kan, tidak ada pusher, then perkara ini mungkin boleh diselesaikan dengan lebih mudah.
Wow,
Yes.
interesting idea.
Good. Thank you, Prof.
Idea, Prof. Mus. Yes, because in Amsterdam, yeah, we can drink coffee with
Yeah,
marijuana.
yes, correct.
It's legal.
It's legal.
It's allowed. Yes, yes.
Dan tak ada
Okay.
problem pun.
Yeah.
Mereka masih
Yeah.
hidup dengan aman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is no addiction problems.
Tak ada,
Yes,
tak ada.
that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
So kita boleh
Okay.
adopt.
I'm
Ibu,
with you,
silakan.
Prof. Mus.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, Bu Eka, you are the closing.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Reza. I think this is an important webinar. Perhaps we can spread the issue, the education for more students about these substances. So, and then I think we can invite again Prof. Mus to educate about Mitragina speciosa, because actually I already have patent, Prof. Mus, about leaf as well, for larvacida untuk dadap minyak.
Oh, okay.
Dadap minyak,
Yeah,
yes, for larvacida, because actually I am parasitologist as well. So
oh, okay.
yes. So
Very
I
interesting.
studied about daun dadap
I see.
minyak. So perhaps we can work together.
So you
one day.
can try the Mitragina for deworming.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay,
Yes.
perhaps I can go to Malaysia and take the leaves.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes, interesting.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I will share Prof. Mus WhatsApp number to Dr. Reka, and then I can use Dr. Reka to Prof. Mus. You can do WhatsApp because you
Can.
know
No
what.
problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, very interesting with the interesting senior lecturer from the two university from Jakarta and Selangor, Malaysia. Therefore, now is injury time is 5 minutes past 3 o'clock, now 4 o'clock in Malaysia. Therefore, we will to closing right now with the last song for the refreshing.